o'clock hustle, bro. 5 o'clock.
5 to 8, 5 to 12, 5 to 3 until you get back up the next morning.
Every week I got a new idea.
And that's what it always is, right? It's crazy. 5 o'clock.
I was doing that in 2005, but everybody thought it was weird.
5 o'clock.
Thus, the side hustle was created.
5 o'clock hustle podcast.
Man, they're having so much fun. All right, everybody. We're here again with another 5 o'clock hustle podcast. Actually, sorry, 5 o'clock hustle Squadcast.
Squadcast.
What's up, guys?
What's up, buddy?
It is another day, another podcast. We just got some new equipment here.
Chris is really excited about it.
Yeah, it took us an hour and plus maybe another hour.
An hour plus, and we didn't even get to work. But we're
And don't be fooled if you see the really cool equipment on Instagram. No, we're not actually making any money yet off of this podcast, but Chris is cool with going super negative.
He's cool with going.
look. The
red.
thing is, I sold all the original gear, so I'm replacing it. So
It's an investment for our listeners'
it's
ears.
is it an investment when you sell shit and then you
it's
buy
a swap out.
It's a swap out.
Yeah.
It's a swap,
If
But
you
what
could
if-
not cuss so much.
and also not laugh.
Yeah.
Please don't laugh.
By you guys, I mean the listeners. We were going over some show notes earlier, and I brought up to the crew that my grandma would prefer that we don't cuss anymore.
Shout out to Grandma.
Shout out to Terry Scott.
Is there
So we're gonna try and cut down the cussing and the excessive laughter because we laugh too much.
Well, we're
is
funny.
there a no fly list when it comes to words? Like what is the top level of cussing that?
I don't know. I feel like
the
that's
grandma's-
Fuck is probably up there.
it's pretty up there. I feel like shit
Shit
can kind of be
shit flies.
Shit probably flies.
periodically. Damn.
if you're a mom.
Damn's fine. Hell's fine because in the Jewish religion,
Oh,
I
here
don't
we
think
go.
we really recognize hell that much. So it doesn't hold the same. It's not like saying
It doesn't hold-
Voldemort. Or
It doesn't
anything.
hold
It's
the
not.
same weight.
Well, it's
Purgatory.
this past couple of weeks recording podcast episodes has been really fun. We had some really cool guests on.
Yeah,
but
even
we'll
the
get
past
to that.
few weeks has been great.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Had
I
three
just
quality episodes.
I don't know if this is a regular thing I want to do, but I kind of want to bring in like some stuff that I've been using. Not drugs.
It's not that type of
Don't laugh.
podcast.
Don't
but
laugh. Don't
not
laugh.
the kind
Less
of-
laughing.
It's not that type of podcast. But yeah, there's a couple of things I use because as you guys know, I like to experiment with devices and supplements and things of that nature to help, increase my human performance.
Oh, and we have been getting some questions as to like how you keep your energy levels so high. So
Yeah.
well,
And mind you, none of this stuff that Chris is about to mention is sponsored. But if you guys want
or
to,
illegal.
right? Exactly.
but yeah, there's this one. I got two things I want to talk about today. In terms of products that I think that if anybody really wants to kind of maximize their day to day, from the beginning to end, these are the two things that I recommend. These are the Chris 5 o'clock hustle recommendations.
Even listening to this, I feel like it's sponsored, but I swear to God, it's not
not
sponsored.
sponsored.
It's
It's
just,
not
this is real talk.
But you can find the links on in the show notes, and if you want to buy it, go for it.
So it's an attempt to get sponsored.
No, it's not necessarily to get sponsored, but if
But
people
if
are
you know
interested in buying
someone-
it, I'm
know
going to make it
someone,
easy for
sponsor
you, and we might get some kickback from Amazon. You never know.
Let's
You
go.
never know. Let's do
All
it.
right, let's hear about them.
Well, one, Dean, you used it one time. It's the-
Oh my God, that mushroom coffee.
No. Well,
Oh,
that-
the earplug energizer
yeah,
battery.
yeah.
Oh
it's
my
called
God.
a human charger. It actually shoots a beam of light into your brain.
No joke.
And it kind of it recalibrates your brain. It kind of tells you that it's daytime because our bodies are designed to take input from our environment to either increase or decrease like melatonin and everything else that helps us rest.
Like the sun.
This
and
is
the
the
moon.
opposite of that. You're shooting the sun into your ear into a very light sensitive part of your brain, and within 15 minutes, it's like you had 4 cups of coffee and you're ready to go. But you're not, really edgy. It's just like you're refreshed and you're awake.
Now
No,
let me
that-
ask you: can you use that for your phone? Because my phone takes hours to charge.
Oh, so
And
you
it
can
does-
plug the ear sun.
That was a
The
joke.
answer's no.
Oh, no. The answer's no.
That was a joke.
No, yeah, it's a little device. It looks like one of those old school like tiny MP3 players that Apple used to make, where they call the shuffles.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I was just gonna say iPod.
Yeah,
that ancient.
That's really
thing.
cool. And I just got a shipment today.
Wait, hold on though. Are you done with that? Because I want to talk about that.
Yeah, sure, go
That was
ahead.
awesome because there was one night we were recording at like 9:30 or 10 p.m. and I had just come from working like 13 hours, and I was like, I don't even want to do this, Chris. And he was like, No, just don't worry. Put this headphones on. I was like, Well, I don't really feel like listening to music right now. And then my head got all warm, and then we went off and we recorded one of the coolest episodes ever. So
Yeah, it makes your
works.
ear sweat a little bit.
it was pretty cool.
It's a
I didn't
little
actually.
weird.
My ears didn't sweat, so that's weird.
Well, I got sweaty ear holes, I guess.
You shouldn't run with your ear charger.
No, yeah, it does get warm though.
You can talk about the mushroom coffee because that's legit.
Well, the mushroom coffee. A lot of people know about the mushroom coffee. I want to talk about something else that's even crazier than that.
What? Nothing. Nothing tops that.
We
mushroom
said we
coffee.
weren't going to talk about those substances.
Okay, well, this thing it's called Qualia. It's made by a company called the Neuro Collective, I believe. And
Another
it-
qualia should be cut in the morning.
and basically it's a nootropic supplement, right? And they have like
Nootropic.
a crazy amount of things that these really smart people put together and made these supplements. And you take them, and there's like you have to take a lot of pills. It's a lot of pills, but you really feel like Bradley Cooper from what's that movie?
Limitless.
Limitless. It is the Limitless pills because you have to take 12 of these pills. So it's not one pill.
Well, who do we need to talk to about?
But I think it
one
lasts
pill?
longer than the Limitless pill because I think he would be like wrecked after a few hours, right?
What about the Russian mafia? Are they also involved?
Do you
They
know
are
Mandarin?
also involved.
Do
Yes.
you know Mandarin yet?
No, I don't know Mandarin yet. But I just got the shipment today. I took it today, and I was on point all day long. It's like healthy Adderall.
Now we're pushing drugs. This is great. Trey, edit this part.
Edit point.
Anyways, yeah, those are my recommends. You can find them on the website if you're interested. Again, they're not sponsors of the podcast. I just think they're really cool and they really do work. I promise.
He doesn't actually. Yeah, he
I promise
promises
I
they
think.
work on his body, but results may vary.
Please
Check with your local pharmacist.
Motivation may vary.
This is the law guy. But these are this is some stuff I recommend, some stuff that I do periodically. I try to incorporate into my life every day. A lot of different things like the mushroom coffee too. Is there anything you guys use or do or any kind of products that you might use on a day to day that drink coffee? I don't care what it is.
Yes.
One of you go.
No. I just want to say yes, but you
Oh,
go.
okay. One of the things
Yes.
that I use besides just pure hope and will, because my children drain all the energy out of me for the day, I use this product called Amazing Grass. And it's not what you think it is, guys. Get your mind look at it. It's a powder form, and I forget the company
Powder
that
form
makes
marijuana.
it. It's a powder form of basically all the essential greens and
Yeah.
micronutrients.
Yeah.
It's got stuff like alfalfa. It's got chlorella, spirulina, things like that, just to kind of naturally get your body, like you were saying, just get your body.
Those all
and
sound
then-
like stripper names, by the way. What up, Spirulina?
spirulina, chlorella.
Sorry, I messed up. Go ahead.
No, but anyway, I just use those in my morning shakes after my workouts.
Yeah.
So I'll put a little protein, I'll put a little amazing grass, some coconut water, and that's it.
Oh,
And maybe
recipe.
maybe a little banana if I want some more thickness or whatever. But it really helps me to kind of energize and limit my coffee intake because I'm trying to limit my caffeine intake because I feel like I get really wired and I crash hard. So maybe I need to start using some of the stuff that you're using. But I use that. And then also, I think that's it, actually.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's
What
pretty
about-
much
what-
the only ritual thing. There's some
Sure,
things that
sure,
I'll add
sure.
in here and there.
Okay.
But that's probably the only one that I use routinely.
What about you, Dean?
So I don't do any of that crap. I think it's probably really cool to do that stuff, but I'm way too frugal to spend money on things that.
So
that
this is
I
the
don't
thing
know.
about the Amazing Grass. For a thing of 60 servings, which I go more than that. It takes me 3 months to finish
Is
the
it
bottle.
free?
It's about $16.
Okay, that's way more than free.
It's way more than $16 more than free, but it's a lot less expensive than a lot of the things that you'll see on your advertising and stuff like that. And then the other thing too, I want to mention, if you do it, make sure that you're in an area where there is a laboratory because it does make you pretty regular.
And don't.
Oh, and that could actually be a helpful thing for people.
Yeah.
Some people can't poop.
Some of the stuff, yeah, like it's like extra expenses that you have to like incorporate into your everyday life, and it just could get expensive. Like people go to Starbucks every day.
Right.
To me, it's kind of the same thing.
Couldn't
but
do that either.
But a lot of people do.
Make that coffee.
A lot
at
of
the
people do,
house.
even though they can't afford it. But things like, but that's like such a short term kind of fix that people have. Coffee in general. Things like Qualia though, and like amazing grass. Those are actually things that can actually fix you internally and actually make you, more efficient forever just by having one dose of like a thing.
Yeah.
Like for instance, in Qualia, you're actually some of the research shows that you're creating new synapses in your brain, meaning you're creating more like pathways and like becoming more efficient with how your brain works,
Right.
making you a smarter human.
Right.
That
Results
is
may vary.
incredible.
Results.
Results may vary. Go to their website, look at all their research and stuff. I'm sure they have their disclaimers there as well.
No, yeah, and I
Yes.
I agree though, because it's like you said, it helps your body. Like I've been really into gut health lately.
Oh yeah.
Like I've just been very interested in gut health.
I got another one.
and the Amazing Grass really helps with that. Just like it has like a lot of things in it that help with like inflammation and things like that, and things that really kind of naturally bring your energy down because
Yeah.
your body's having to over process things, and it's really draining your energy. So that just kind of helps you, like I said, to keep you regular. But anyway,
Yeah.
it like helps to reduce inflammation and just keep your body doing the things that it needs to do to effectively energize you throughout the day.
Yeah.
So
I got this other product actually, and I'll just mention it.
5 o'clock commercial.
This is a super long like, hey, like
yeah, we may
Just saying, whatever you
no,
want.
I'm just really excited about it because like I get excited about these things, and fuck it, I'm gonna talk about the shit. I'm
Hey,
excited
could you
about.
not?
Could you not?
Could you not?
say-
Damn it!
Okay, darn it.
Darn it! Shucks.
Gee golly.
Okay, but anyways, this thing that you're talking about gut health. It's called Restore. Have you heard of it?
I believe so.
It's this. It's
also the name of
it's
a rehab.
basically on the most. It's healthy for your gut, but what it is on the most basic level is dirt water.
That sounds great.
It is literally bottled dirt water, and what they found though, it does all these great things to your body to promote the growth, promote an environment for healthy growth of good bacteria.
Go out and grab it at your local mountain or hill.
So I want to kind of go back to that, because who is the marketing genius that said my kid just put some dirt in water and drank it, and he's like, on 10, we should sell that.
Charge
like,
$8.95.
charge
Yeah.
probably a ridiculous amount of money
more
for
than
some
$8.95.
dirt water. I
But-
know it's probably more things in it.
Well,
obviously.
it literally, I think it just is dirt water.
Okay, well then we need to talk to someone.
But the
about
thing is, because like if you can't just go out to like somewhere in Los Angeles and like scoop up some dirt and like mix some water and drink it.
well, if you live in
Depending-
Los Angeles,
depending where the
probably.
dirt is.
because
water came from.
one you're gonna get all the pollution from the city. You're gonna get pollution from any of the environment. The stuff that they get, I believe, from what I remember, and don't quote me on anything
The
that
dirt
I
and the
ever
water
said.
that these people get.
Appalachian Mountains.
Well, they go very, very, very deep. So where that
Okay.
dirt hasn't been touched for like 10,000 years or something like that.
Okay.
And like
So they're fracking
they're fracking for
Fracking.
dirt water.
for dirt water.
Are you talking about crypto water?
This is Bitcoin water. And
Oh, use that in our SEO for sure.
can we actually make that a thing? Bitcoin water?
Bitcoin water.
That's going to be on our how you going to do it, man.
Nope. Nope. Can't do that.
Not touching it. Not touching it.
Anyways, so Dean, you don't do anything like that. You
No, I
drink
don't.
coffee. You drink coffee.
I drink a lot
Let's
of
talk about
coffee.
your routines in the morning.
That is a good thing to talk about. My
Yeah.
routine is super routine-y.
Mm-hmm.
And I always, the one thing I was going to say, let's not talk about my whole routine in the morning.
Deanie with the routine.
Deanie with the routine.
I really hope this is recording. This
Yeah.
new board is making me really
No,
nervous.
it's recording.
Don't stare at it.
I'm looking at it right
So what I was going to say about my routine in the morning is that it includes breakfast, and I feel like not enough people have breakfast.
now. Myself included.
So just
too.
generally speaking, oh, you healthy mother.
Well,
See how I
I have,
cut that out?
I have my opinions on breakfast though. So, but
Yeah, well, I don't want to hear him because it's my turn. So I happen to eat breakfast every morning, and I always have one egg. I don't usually eat the yolk because there's just a lot of cholesterol. however you feel about cholesterol, you can tell me later.
Chris
I
has something
usually
on that
do
too.
some sort of like roasted potatoes or something.
Sure.
And lately we've been doing like a quinoa and pepper mixture with some onions and stuff like that. So just to make it good. But I also eat my breakfast on the way to work.
Okay.
I have about a half-hour commute, which is nothing compared to a lot of people in LA. But so I eat it on the way, and you're still sitting, so you're training your body decent habits versus like if you're eating standing up. It's actually well known to not. Well, I don't even want to get into it because Chris is going to start telling me stuff about it.
I look. I don't know much about eating standing up or sitting down. But
Oh, I do.
yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot about that actually. It traces back to, I'm serious. So eating sitting down is way better for training your body to burn off the stuff that it should be and to keep the other stuff, because it traces back to like prehistoric times when cavemen, if they were eating on the run, it means that they needed to store more fats because they wouldn't be able to get more food because they were in movement. Whereas if they were sitting down, their body was calm, their heart rate's slower, and therefore their body would actually digest quicker. Okay. So it's really good for you to eat when you're calm and when you're sitting down versus like standing up at the counter or something. But anyway, all I'm saying is that I eat breakfast in the morning.
Dope.
And I eat like the same breakfast most mornings, and it's delicious. And I do it on the way to work because you got to keep the hustle flowing and doesn't waste time. And I have a wonderful wife that usually prepares breakfast for me, which I'm really lucky. So
Fancy.
Yeah.
no, it's very cool.
Great.
And we'll even cook it like earlier on in the week. Like if we're going to do like potatoes or
just
something.
like prep it out.
Yeah. And then the other thing I'm really into, which you guys would know from my bachelor party, is charcoal toothpaste.
Yes, dude. I
love
just
charcoal
got charcoal
toothpaste.
toothpaste
Give it
like
to
a
me.
week ago.
I
Oh my gosh.
Dude, Twin Lotus. Shout out to Twin Lotus. Twin Lotus charcoal toothpaste is very cool, and it leaves your mouth feeling like
Dude, it
super
feels
super
so
fresh and fun.
Ultra fresh.
Yeah,
Ultra fresh.
My teeth feel like
ultrist. It is. And if you ever you can actually like scrub your teeth with charcoal for whitening. That can be a little scary and it can hurt your gums
activated
sometimes. but
charcoal, right? Is it?
activated.
well, you have to activate it on your own. You know,
What does it even mean?
I mean, you don't want to go getting lazy charcoal.
get lazy.
I
It's a 5 o'clock hustle.
when I used I've bought one
4 o'clock
tube
charcoal.
of, because that's one of those things that I would do. I'd be a guy that uses charcoal toothpaste, right? But it made my sink so black.
Yeah.
You have to
after-
spit really strategically.
Yeah, you got to. It's like direct shot.
It was more splashy. I
No,
feel
but you
like.
can't splash. You gotta like do one of the like make an O and just let it drop out of your mouth. Remember in like Big Daddy when the kid's like spitting the ketchup? It's like you have to make one of
direct
those.
stream
with the
activated.
charcoal.
Otherwise,
love
it's
that
like you
scene.
said. It's like you killed a squid in your.
Oh
sink.
yeah,
It looks exactly
we
like
were
it,
talking about
kids.
this.
Yeah, we were talking about
right.
That was
Anyways.
fun.
But yeah. Any other routines you guys think are beneficial that you guys do? I
Go
have
ahead.
another one.
Sure.
I did this back in the day and I stopped it, but now I've been doing
I
it
don't know
again.
that we can say this on the
for like-
podcast, Jerry.
No, we can. I've been going to the gym
Oh,
early in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and that sets me off for the day, dude. Like,
Yeah, if you can manage it, that's a game changer.
I just feel like now I do it because I feel like it's my only time that I really get to go to the gym and it's nice because at 4 o'clock in the morning, not very many people are there, so you can kind of get in, do your thing. But I'll take like an hour to an hour and a half and just like do my proper stretching, because when I used to go to the gym, I didn't stretch properly. I do my foam rolling, things like that. So like I have a lot more time to do those things and then get an effective workout in. By the time I get home, I'm like, breakfast, Kanan, get up. Like, I've got like energy for the day. And then it kind of triggers my mind to like say like, hey, you got up early this morning, you did a great workout. Like, don't go through that fast food restaurant, for lunch today. Like, go eat something healthier, go make something. And so it just kind of triggers a whole line of good choices throughout,
Do you nap?
throughout the day. No.
what the hell?
I just, like I said, I run on fumes and
Hopes
faith.
and dreams. Yeah.
I think we need to talk about, not today, but in the future, a lot more about the whole fitness portion of being a busy person. Because
It's hard.
It is
It's
tough.
very hard.
So
It's
that's
really
something
very
that
hard.
I'm really excited to actually touch on in the future, and hopefully we can get some really cool, interesting people who are.
If you're a cool, interesting person that knows about fitness, hit us up. 5 o'clock hustle general.
We would really like to have you on the show. Anyways,
Yeah, we'd love to hear. We'd love to hear from our listeners. Even comment on like some of the things you do, that how you fit fitness Ooh, that's fun. Fit fitness into your funky routine. Tried with the alliteration, did not work out.
That was awesome, though.
bad.
I think we're gonna roll that.
Yeah, I think that's a very important topic, and if you're building a community of people like we're trying to do here, like the more knowledge that we have, I think it's going to be better, and I think that's something that we need to hit because I'm interested in hearing about hearing from some professionals because that's what we're trying to do here, right? We're trying to hear from people who are doing this thing, who have done it, who have been successful at it, hearing their stories. So I want to hear those stories. So if you guys know someone, if you are someone, hit us up.
But I want to hear from people that aren't fitness, because like we talk to a lot of people that are fitness professionals, and obviously it's easy for them to stay fit because that's what their hustle is
Right.
being fit.
Well,
But like,
if
I want to
we-
hear about people just with like really strong habits that find the time to just make sure
fit it
they're
in.
healthy and they're fit. Yeah,
And you see it,
it
especially
in, get it
today.
in.
I feel like a lot of the people who are successful, especially when they're people who are in front of people a lot. Take our recent podcast guest RB. He mentioned that he tries to work out early in the morning as well.
yeah, he looks good in that picture we posted.
Dude,
that thumbnail, he's jacked.
ripped, man. I
Jacked.
need to like try to pin him down and like be like, hey,
I wouldn't pin him down.
I wouldn't pin him down. He'd pin you down.
kick my ass.
Let's go
No, but,
roboto
no,
on
but
your
just
ass.
like, hey, what are you doing? I need to train me up, bro.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he's too busy with what he's got going on
Yeah.
to train you.
He's hustling.
All right.
Anyways, so yeah, we got a couple of things to talk about. We need to go through and kind of recap, the events of the past few weeks with our amazing guests that came on the show. That was Grace Lancaster from The Hustle,
Shout out Grace.
and then we had Side Hustle Alert, and then we had Matt Ryzik from Idea House and Co.
Shout out Matt. ID House and Coke.
And then we had our B from Stage 32.
Shout out RB.
Shout out RB.
Is this a thing now?
It's gonna be.
Dude, ever since Greg Monterosa came on, it was shout-outing everyone. Is that a thing?
Shout out.
Shout-outing?
Shout outing.
Shout-outing.
He was shouting out.
Shout out to Greg Monterosa.
What was that?
Shout out
Okay,
Greg
what's the
Monterosa.
other word that we used to not... Oh, is it hicking up or hiccuping?
Hiccup.
Sorry.
Anyways, yeah, so we're going to talk about a couple, kind of recap our guests and talk about, some of the interesting points that kind of got brought up to us, right? Engage with me, fellas. This is a
I feel
podcast.
super engaged. Less laughing. Hold on. Cut it up.
Cut. Nope.
Nice.
Straight edit point.
No, I think it's, there's a lot to take away from each of the episodes. And
Sure.
it's hard to pinpoint like what's important for each of the listeners, but there's definitely some stuff that, we can place some emphasis on and hope that people that listening to this Squadcast can go back, listen to the episodes again if they didn't, or maybe they have a different perspective and they can share, share their own opinions too, which is really important. I think that what I'd really like to see with the podcast is for people to, a lot of what we're doing is we're engaging with our interviewees and they are telling us stories about their path and their success and everything. It'd be really cool if we could not only engage with the people we're interviewing, but engage with our listeners and have them kind of give us some feedback and some comments on what they thought was important, because then that'll help drive the rest of our content. That'd be really cool. So hopefully when we give our feedback about how we felt the episode went, that'll, motivate some other people to come forth too.
Sure. Yeah, so let's just jump into it. We had Grace Lancaster from The Hustle come on. And Dre, you didn't make it to that one.
I wasn't able to make it to that one.
You know what? But, you did. You just
I made it
at
at
the
the end. No one knows that because I edited it out.
Did you
but
edit it out?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
you fucker.
Yeah, but I edited it out. Like, I'm probably going to edit that out. Shout out Grandma Scott.
Anyways,
No, but I did not make that one. However, listening to what I did, there was some good content in there. And I think that, she was a great guest.
she was
Sad I missed it.
She was a lot of fun to have on. She was, we hadn't done a Zencaster session for a while, and we've been doing them a lot recently because being able to communicate with people on over the internet on these podcasts kind of opens up opens everything up and gets a lot more interesting guests on. And Grace is one of them. She's the event coordinator at the Hustle. She's helping organize a lot of events over there. Dean, what do you think about Grace? And
I thought it was really. I mean, there's a lot of things that I thought were really cool about Grace. Like from the very basics. I thought she was super energetic. She was really bubbly. She was a lot of fun. Like I think that's really important when you're representing a company, especially on a podcast. If she was like, yeah, no, I really enjoy my job and it was a lot of fun, and I've as the event coordinator, I coordinate events and
I guess
it was really cool that she was so passionate and so excited, and she doesn't even own the company, which is something that a lot of people that we talk to are the CEOs, the founders, the people that created the technology, created the workout regimen, created the whatever art, it is. The art, the whatever. But she's not that person, and she still shares the same level of passion and motivation that all those people that we interview have, and that was really cool to see. I also liked that, she has crafted the term event coordinator into something completely different than what's industry standard. I mean, most people hear event coordinator and you think weddings, you think parties, you think weddings and parties.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And with her, it was completely different. Event coordinator meant that she was taking the will of the company and molding it into an event that is just widely applicable and necessary for the company. It wasn't like it wasn't like an ancillary event. It was the primary function of the company, and that's what I thought was really cool.
Sure.
And it was really neat to see that she's just so passionate, so motivated about something where you don't need to be, you don't need to be executive level or C level to enjoy.
Well, it was one thing that was really fun to hear about was her past experiences, event coordinating her own events. And she before she was at the Hustle, she was working at another company. She had a side hustle alert.
That was pretty bad.
She was putting on New Year's Eve parties and getting all these people to come and filling these venues
like festivals. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And she took that same that same skill set and brought it to her new job at the Hustle. Yeah. And now she's coordinating events like the 2X event, which is I think it's about to.
It's going.
It's going.
They're posting on Instagram right now.
It's going right now.
So it'll be what, a week ago. But they'll be going.
The Los
they'll be
Angeles
live
one's
right
in
now.
March.
Yeah,
that's the
I'm just
one
saying when this episode airs.
Oh, that's true.
It'll be going. So they're going.
They're
getting it right now. 2X, for sure.
If you're interested in going to the 2X event, it is a women only. Well, it's not a women only, but it's all women speaker event. If you're a guy, you can go. I'm gonna try and make it to the one in Los Angeles in March. Cool. But check our website and find the link for the Hustle at the hustle.co. Sorry. What is the fucking website?
Dude, the one episode I told you not to cuss. You're just blowing bombs, dude.
This is Squadcast. Everything goes. I'm sorry, Grandma.
Jesus.
Okay, here it is. 5o'clockhustle.com/2x is the website where you can find all the links for Grace's event.
5 o'clock hustle? Do we have it?
Okay. It's the episode page. So you'll be able to find the links to the 2X event. You can see all the speakers, all the dates and all the cities that they're going to. So check that out. Grace was such an amazing guest. I hope we can be in contact with her again soon. Hopefully, I get to see her in Los Angeles.
We'll see you at 2X LA.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Shout out to Grace.
What else?
Shout out Greg Monterosa.
Shout out to Greg Monterosa.
We love Greg. Greg's near and dear.
He's the best.
Yeah, we FaceTimed Greg the other day just randomly. He was out at a bar with some friends, and he walked outside and was like, "What up, 5 o'clock hustle?"
No, he's amazing. He's crushing it. He's always crushing it. I always see him posting on Instagram with these amazing events they have going on over at Hub 101.
Yeah.
We must talk about Greg almost every episode, but there's a reason for it because he's such a badass guy.
Yeah, he's I don't want to say viral, but like he just sticks. Like you just want to hang out with him. You want to support him, and he wants to support you. It's really cool.
Right. Yeah. So what else we got? We got Matt Rizik.
Yeah.
Matt Rizik, Idea House and Coach.
Dre, you did make it to that one.
I was at that one live and in person.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
You know, he's a COO of Idea House and Co. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Idea House and Co.
He
kind
came,
of the one.
He came from, where did he come from? Pomona?
I messed up the name of that
Yeah,
place. So
yeah.
no,
I
I
think-
mean,
I think
that night he
Pomona.
came
That
from
night he
Pomona.
came
I thought
from
you meant
Pomona.
like
that
where
night
he hailed from.
He came from Pomona.
Yeah, he drove
Yeah, that was
to
amazing.
Newberry Park
You know,
from Pomona.
That's what, like at least an hour and a half drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a cool truck.
And he came to my little garage, and we recorded a podcast.
50 headquarters.
It was a fun podcast, though.
It was a
it
fun
was-
podcast.
I'd say
really
it was. It was it was a what? You wanna
No,
go?
yeah, he taught me how to open a beer with my wedding
Oh, with
ring.
your wedding ring, yeah.
Yeah.
No, super positive influence. And no, he was though, and I thought it was really neat. It was a different type of podcast because I felt like it was a lot. It was a little more cutthroat, I should say,
Yeah.
than what we're used to. You know,
Sure.
there's a lot of smiles and rainbows and unicorns, and this was very, very helpful, but it definitely wasn't the blowing smoke up your.
Yeah.
It was being real. Like, I mean, you can't. A great idea doesn't mean a great success. Like, there's
Sure.
a lot more that it takes to turn an idea into something real and to turn it into a real business and to be responsible when you're doing all that stuff. And I feel like, you know, Idea House and Co. was the right place to go to make sure that you're on the right track. And the fact that they give you so much of their own time for free too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
That's
he was
amazing.
saying, he's like, yeah, I'll set anybody up with just a half hour. I'll give anyone a half hour is what he said.
Right.
Recognize that.
Same thing.
Everyone.
The same thing with Greg said, actually.
Absolutely. So both, there's overlap there that people are willing to give you their time because they want to make sure that you're on the right path too. And they just want to, there's that philanthropic feel is really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and not to kind of jump forward, but we had another guest who said, you know, there's no bad connections, you know, because you never know what's going to happen down the line with those people that you're connecting with too. But yeah, I want to kind of dive deeper into Matt's you know, the stuff that got brought up and the whole you know, kind of being realistic portion of starting businesses. And so what are you guys' take on you know, how should someone approach their ideas? You know, like, because, you know, a lot of people, like, I'm one of them. You know, when I get excited about something, I get excited about it. It might not be a great idea at all, and it takes a lot of times, you know, other people to kind of bring me back down to earth when it comes to those ideas.
Yeah, I think that's a huge part, and I think that's excuse me. I think that's a lot of what Matt talked about. You know, with saying that he'll take 30 minutes with anyone, and I think that's a huge part of if you have an idea, it's a great idea to you, but it may not be a great idea to someone else. So having someone like Matt, who is very experienced in starting from literally zero, just starting from the idea and taking it to the manufacturing, to the, you know, making the moldings and making the product, giving you the business model, you know, everything that's involved,
They
taking
are
it
a
to
one-stop
someone who,
shop.
make it basically a one-stop shop, taking that idea to someone who is experienced and who is going to give it to you straight. Honestly, I think that's probably one of the most valuable parts of if you have an idea and want to create it, because we can do things ourselves a lot. You know, we could do whatever nowadays. Like nowadays it's easy to make anything, you know, but is it going to result in something that's great? And so I think that what he was saying is that I'll provide that 30 minutes for anyone to give them a realistic view of if this is even going to work out, you know? So I think that's a huge portion of, if you have an idea and you don't know where to start, talk to someone who has done it, like a person like Matt, who is in the trenches doing his own thing. They've got factories out there. He's made products for like the guy with the, what was it, the finger bell?
Yeah.
Finger bell
killing it.
It sounds like a crazy idea at first, but Like the guy
Well,
had
that guy,
a use case for it. Like he was like, "Yeah, I run a lot
sure,
in
but
Long
you know
Beach."
what? I don't know if Matt would jump up and say that was a great idea. I think he said
No, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm
Right.
saying is that an idea that crazy can
Yeah.
be turned into something, but taking it to someone like a Matt can give you more of a realistic idea of if it's going to actually work
Sure,
out. You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about it because I feel like if you're that passionate about an idea, I don't give a what people say. No editing necessary. I don't think that you need to care what professionals say per se. I think that you need sounding boards. I think that you need definitely to survey and to know your market at least a little bit. But do you need to run everything by a professional consultant firm that can go through and tear it apart? I don't know. What I would say is that you should absolutely utilize every resource that you can get your hands on, whether that's people that are close to you, people that are, just colleagues or people like Matt that can absolutely kill it. I mean, and can really provide some valuable insight into your project. I think that's awesome, but I think that it's all about utilizing the resources in front of you. And that's what a lot of people don't do. And they're like, I have this great idea. I'm going to make a product and sell it to Walmart. And I'm like, oh, maybe you have this guy that you happen to know is a best friend for 10 years who's a buyer at Walmart. Maybe you want to run a prototype by him first or something. Just use what's right in front of you and stop thinking that just having an idea is enough.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of falls in between ponies and smiley faces and rainbows and where Matt is. There's a middle ground.
Sure. And it also helps to be flexible with your ideas. Yeah. Like you said, like the Walmart thing.
You're about to say pivot, aren't you?
You're gonna want to pivot your ideas to Target maybe.
I think the funny thing
works.
I think the funny thing is that he was going to use a perfect example of the pivot, but he wasn't going to recognize it until you said it.
He would have had a good pivot.
No, but it's good for people to be flexible and open with their ideas and take criticisms. Whether maybe
right? I don't know. Maybe the finger belt guy. Someone's like, "Well, you should put it on your toes," and he's like, "That's stupid." And he kept with his fingers. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't think anyone has the crystal ball of good ideas because if they did, then no one would actually create anything.
Sure.
Right.
Because it never sounds like a good idea, but until it's an amazing idea that's super innovative. That's where innovation comes from. Is just breaking the mold. So. I don't know. I have a hard time,
but it is, like you said, it's good to utilize the resources around you. Totally. And that is going to the people that you trust and, and also maybe even some professionals like Matt to, get some feedback.
Absolutely.
And see what they have to say because they might have some insight and, you never know. They might have positive news for you too.
Yeah.
So,
and the cool thing is like 30 years ago, much harder to get feedback on your ideas than it is right now. I mean, all of us, every one of us, we are all on some sort of social media platforms where we can all get connected on some sort of professional platforms. Shout out to LinkedIn. We can, there are inventors platforms. There are industry specific platforms that you can go on and you can just throw it out there. You could, obviously you want to claim some kind of rights to whatever invention that you're creating if it's like super novel, but you can kind of put it out there and see what people think and get feedback for it before you invest hundreds of thousands of dollars of someone else's money into an idea or your own.
Or your own money,
yeah. If you're lucky enough to have that kind of dough,
then maybe stop.
Then keep making finger bells, baby.
Maybe stop worrying about what
it
people
is.
think
It
about
is.
your finger bell.
It is a really fun. It's the more people that we have on the show.
My finger bell.
Finger bell. The more people we have on the show, the more excited I get about my own ideas because I'm like, wow, like I can really make things happen. And thanks to Matt, like I have some resources to making some actual tangible, real, hold it in your hand products. And,
I think
that's a really
that was
great
like
resource.
A huge dream of mine as a young kid. I'm like always sketching up little whatevers. I'm like I'm gonna make that one day. And now to be.
Where's that notebook?
I know, right? Mom, are you out there? Can I get my notebooks, please? But yeah, to have those resources now, or just to have people to provide that knowledge, I think that is it's just cool to be in the presence of that, to kind of say,
Sure.
like, you know, there, like you said, there are those people who are super passionate about, like, their, you know, whatever, their whistle straws
mic.
and like, or hot mic or whatever. But now the reality is there's nothing stopping you from making these things now.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can go and make anything. Like, we talked about the crackers.
You're a cracker lover?
Like, and you provided a lot of valuable, you know, resources that you can use to go make a cracker, and they're very, very tangible, you know. So I think that that's important for our listeners to know, is that whatever it is that you have going on, whatever idea that it is that you have, there are resources out there for you to go to, and you just need to go after it and get it.
And damn, we have someone in Matt at Idea House and Co. that literally said he will give you 30 minutes of his time.
Yeah.
So bring your cracker ideas to Matt, and I guarantee you, he can probably point you in the right direction. We had a really cool end of that episode, you know, where Chris was pitching an idea that he went through as he was going through college, and Matt destroyed it, like, in a beautiful way. Like, it wasn't just,
Right.
I meant destroyed it, like,
graceful.
it was wonderful to see how Matt's brain worked on the fly.
Absolutely.
And you could tell how much value he could give to anyone
Yeah.
that came to him
he's-
requested 5 minutes, let alone
Sure.
30. God, for some of the crap that Chris and I come up with, and Dre, that you were notepadding back in the day, I mean, 30 minutes with someone with such an educated, experienced mind as Matt, I guarantee you could turn it into gold. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
absolutely a great resource.
Yeah, and yeah, if you need any help with anything like that, you know, he's got this incredible place out in, I think, Pomona. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, don't ever quote me on anything.
Quoted.
But, you know, Idea House & Co., you can find all their links and stuff at 5o'clockhustle.com/ideahouse. Yeah,
They're in Laverne, by the way.
Laverne, California.
So this is a good time to segue, since we're talking about resources.
Yeah.
May as well jump into Studio 32.
Studio 32. You know,
Talk about a resource for the ages.
Yeah.
well, RB,
Disclaimer, or not disclaimer, but just before we get into
Sure.
RB and the platform that they have at Stage 32, I was very excited after the episode. I don't do anything in the music. I mean, not in music, in the movie industry. But I went and saw Black Panther after we talked to RB.
Yeah.
And I want to make movies now. So let's
on.
get on this.
Well,
it's
let's
on.
do
Better make that
I got a
account.
camera.
Make him proud.
I got a camera sitting in a safe in Oak Park, California, so we can do it.
Shout out Oak Park.
Yeah, so we had Richard Botto on, or RB.
RB.
He goes by RB. He's just a killer. He is the CEO.
He's not actually a killer, folks. Results may vary.
He will straight
murder you.
murder you. RB, he's the CEO and founder of Stage32.com. It is.
Did I say Studio 32?
I don't know.
I think I did. That's my bald.
Play
my
it back.
bald.
Play it back, everybody. And
my balls.
then write in and tell everybody how Dean said it wrong.
Stage 32. Sorry.
Stage 32. Stage 32. It's a social network. It's got it says 500,000 on the website, but it's more like 600,000 users. Worldwide users.
crazy.
And it's connecting people in the film industry, both people who are super successful, accomplished filmmakers, all the way down to people like me who are just like wanting to make a film. And RB was just you could just tell by the conversation that we had with him.
We didn't even have a conversation with him.
It was
we just
like-
had a listening
Yeah,
session
we were just-
where we just let him flow because
He
he had
was
So much to offer.
Yeah,
Oh,
he absolutely
so much value.
had so many things to say. Like you could just say like a word, like
Yeah.
it was like a game, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you a speech. It was like a
Yeah.
speech competition game or something.
but it was all like super informative. I mean,
Right.
it was really valuable
Yeah,
stuff.
really.
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
super practical, super informative conversation, and it went from not just for filmmakers, but for entrepreneurs
It was
as a
broad.
whole.
It was very broad. The information that he
Broadly
provided
applicable, yeah.
is broadly applicable. Exactly. Like it's not just for the movie industry. It's anybody can listen to that and take it and apply it to whatever it is that you're doing. I know, like I said, I like damn near want to make movies now, but I want to apply that to
Yeah.
what I'm doing personally to what we're doing here because it was just so much value, man. Just amped.
And we'll talk about crowdsourcing, but like I think on the forefront of that is networking, and that is something that not only something that he preaches, but it's something that he practices. Yeah, and it's how Stage 32 became what it is today. And I guess kind of that networking is kind of inside of crowdsourcing because crowdsourcing is more, I guess, a more broad term when it comes to
crowdsourcing is leveraging your network.
Right, leveraging your network and exactly.
Yeah.
So he told us, he took this platform that he created from the ground up and went to 100 of his industry friends. 100 of his industry
100.
friends. And today, that 100 industry friends has turned to 600,000 users on the social network.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you very much.
One word.
One word.
One word.
Sick.
No, it was really cool to see. And I got to say, being in the professional world for a long time, it's not easy to maintain 100 close friends in your network. It's not. It's actually that's a full-time job in and of itself, and that takes a lot of effort, but it's just good. It's good. I don't want to say it pays dividends because it's their friends. Like you don't want to commoditize them, but at the same time it's like, yes, you need to maintain a strong network in order to be successful in any industry.
Anything, yeah.
And that's what he was saying. It's like he's going out, he's giving his time, he's helping people as well. And that's a common thing that we have among a lot of the successful people that we interview is that they are very, very willing to share their time, give their time out to people, just share their expertise. And we're talking years and years and years of experience that they'll just hand out. They're liberal. They are liberal in the way that they are just happy to give anyone anything, and they know it comes back, but they don't care about that. They just want to share.
He even said that a part of his day is that he spends an hour or more. Like it's just a part of his routine. He spends an hour or more. Not just his
routine. He says it's his job.
It's his job. He treats it as a job. He
relationships.
spends an hour or more maintaining relationships or building relationships, and he treats it like a job. And I think that's so important, man. Like you said, that's how you maintain 100, friendships in your industry is you treat it like a job.
Just in your life. I don't even have 100 friends that I'm good at maintaining right now. Like forget professionally. I'm terrible outside of like 7,
right?
And that's including family.
It is a skill that you have to practice, and I think we all need to work on it, especially if we want this to get more people participating in this community of 5 o'clock hustle.
Yeah.
But yeah, RB, he was an incredible interview. The whole crowdsourcing aspect, it kind of if you listen to the episode, if you have not listened to the episode, go listen to it. But I talk about my own experience dabbling in the film industry, and I'm gonna have to have the guys on pretty soon anyway. But we've been trying to make this film for a long time, and if we had some of that same information that is available now, and it probably was, but not as
readily,
not as readily. Things probably would have gone a lot different. The whole mindset of creating your audience before you even get near launching a thing like a Kickstarter campaign or a crowdfunding campaign. That's where it's at. It's more important to have that audience there and then do the thing.
I mean, is that true though?
I don't know. Is it?
I think it kind of goes hand in hand. Honestly, we belong to this podcast community, and it's on Facebook, and we always are listening to the different comments and stuff. And I think that 1 out of every 5 posts says, "What do I do? Is it the content or is it the audience?"
Sure.
And it's like nobody really has a good answer to that. I mean, you need one for the other. You need one for the other. It's not. So it's really tough to say, but I definitely think that there's never any, especially for creatives.
Right.
And we're talking to creatives. Like everyone, if you're listening right now, you're a creative. Yeah. Or you're bored. But but hoping that you're a creative, there's no downside to maintaining an audience, to maintaining a network, because it just enriches your life, generally speaking. And if you can also find a way to enrich other people's lives with creations that you have, then hell yeah, go for it. I mean, but So I guess that's one way to look at it, is that you can have an audience for anything.
Sure.
And if they believe in you, then they're going to believe in anything that you put out, and that's pretty valuable, I'd say.
The whole, I guess it kind of goes down to what is the definition of that audience? Is it those 100 people that are going to be the champions of your idea, or is it just the audience that is all the people that you want consuming the thing that it is that you're creating? So that's, but again, like
Which
that,
could be one and the same, I think. Yeah.
it could be hopefully those 100 people are actually consuming the thing as well. But what I'm saying is the 40,000 people that I want to see it after it is made. That's the difference. Like it is one and the same. But everything he said was like a lesson I wish I would have had.
Yeah.
Before we launched that Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Because first of all, the crowdsourcing portion of it, we didn't look at the things like that, especially financially. Making a film, a lot of things happen all the time, and especially when you have these grand ideas that you write on paper, and that's what a movie is. It is paper, being realized visually. All these things are happening on this paper. You're never going to get what's on that paper. Like a lot of people say, like when you read a book, and then you watch a movie, the book is always better. I don't know if that's accurate 100% of the time, but that is a pretty common.
If you have a vivid imagination, I would say
Sure.
probably is, yeah.
So, it's that kind of mentality. People think they're going to be able to create these amazing things with such few resources. And again, I guess it goes to pivot when you when you have to take your ideas and you have to take a different mindset when it comes to your idea and actually make it a feasible thing that you're going to be able to make. And then maybe down the line when you make, let's say a short version of whatever that is, and concentrating your resources, you're able to show that to people and give the proof of concept, like RB said, and be able to make the film how you envision it in the first place.
It's how he was saying, like a lot of people like to do the creative side, but they don't like to do the business side. Or there's people who like to do the business side, but don't necessarily. And how he's saying that he's a huge, proponent of both. Like he does both. Like he learned how to merge those worlds, and I think that's why he's so successful. Because me as a creative, for sure, I know that listening to that, if I had heard that 10 years ago when I was just focused on the music, when I was just focusing on making it sound the best that I could possibly sound, writing the best lyrics that I could possibly write, then going and doing the business side as aggressively as I did the creative side. I think that would have helped my success tenfold, way more, so I think that's a super important part as well as what he was saying. And it kind of goes back to what you're saying as well.
Yeah. And it's as much about the habits as it is about the idea.
Yeah.
Like you need to have strong habits. You need to have, you just keep facilitating. No, that's not the right word, but you got to put your stuff out there. Like you can't just have a great idea and just sit there and wait for it to just penetrate the market.
Right.
Like you really have to. I thought it was really cool. What you said earlier, what both you said just now brought up something that I thought he said was really cool, which was, you making a short versus going to a production company and saying, I need $10 million. Well, why don't you use $5,000
Right.
and make an indie, make it really like a super short, and just show that you can actually go through with something, complete something. It's the same thing that I see a lot of times. Like I watch Shark Tank pretty often. Yeah. No, shout out to Shark Tank. And most of the people that are successful on there, you will see the sharks' mouths drop when they say how much revenue they've already generated with their product.
Right.
Unless it's like this super mind-blowing, innovative product, most of the time, the people that say, well, we've already generated $300,000 in revenue, and they go, oh, really? Where? You're in retail? And they go, oh, yeah, we're just Walmart, and we just signed with Best Buy or something. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, we'd like to offer you, $5 million with a 15% interest or whatever it is. But it's the same thing. It's proof of concept. It's showing that you can actually do something beyond generate an idea. You can generate business. You can generate revenue. You can complete something. It's kind of like the same thing as going to college for a lot of employers.
Right.
They don't care what your degree was. They just care that you actually were able to complete something. Sure. And that translates really well into your professional career when you need to be able to show in your life resume, if we can call it, that you can complete shit. Sure. Because if you can't, you're just another idea generator. Right. And but it takes so much more than that to be successful right now.
And and just to kind of go back to the make the smaller thing. And then to kind of combine that with the audience portion and having that audience to, convince the people who are hopefully going to eventually, help finance your project, whether it's a film, whether it's whatever else. You have to do those small incremental things in order to build that audience. Yeah. You're not going to just have an audience, like you said. Like you have to do something. You have to make something. You have to make content. You have to, put something out there for those people to sit on. Otherwise, like, who are you? Or unless you're like, I don't know, Will Smith's kid or something. Right.
Exactly.
No offense, Will Smith's kid.
It's just an example. His children are very talented. They deserve everything. They deserve everything that they get.
But he put out some movies though,
and
then dropped an album.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Will Smith's kid.
Yeah.
What movie?
Well, Will Smith put out a movie that the kid was in. Let's put it that way.
Chris, sometimes
we're never gonna have Will Smith on this podcast.
No, Will Smith is coming on this podcast.
Chris, sometimes when we're recording this podcast, you remind me of a silent fart.
What?
Like out of nowhere, all of a sudden, just like, oh my god! Like I did not like. Remember when you talked about cow tipping with Grace? And she just like you could. We didn't have a camera on her.
Cows.
We didn't have a camera on her, but I saw her face turn white.
Face, absolutely.
I was like, oh, we should cut the interview. Like you just. Like,
by the way,
it was a joke.
It was a joke.
Will and Jada's family is completely talentless bastards.
I went deep on the cow tipping joke. I've never tipped a cow. I love the cows.
I love the Smith family.
I eat the cows, but
we
I
love the Smith family. They're super talented.
I'm a Winfrey Knowles Carter Smith.
Dang.
Pinkett Smith.
That's
my last name.
All right. Yeah, but if you want... I was just going to go for it. Just had it. Anyways, if you want to check out any of RB's stuff, there's no cow tipping involved on the website. You can go to 5o'clockhustle.com/stage32. If you're interested in the film industry, especially, go sign up for an account. There's so many people there to make connections with to get your ideas off the ground, and you can also take a lot of the course and stuff. So if you don't know what you're doing at all, kind of like me, you can take those e-courses and webinars and you get a lot of help from
and
that
you can
angle
book
as well.
time in front of directors and producers to literally pitch your stuff.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, there's not that kind of it is the biggest resource of its kind out there. You have to do it. Also, what's the name of the book? Is it crowdsourcing?
It's crowdsourcing for filmmakers, indie film, and the power of the crowd.
Killer.
Yeah, you can find all those. You can find all the links to that on our website.
On our website, yeah.
And 5o'clockhustle.com/stage32.
And stage32.com. If you want to sign up, please sign up for an account there if you're interested in any of this kind of resource. Because like Mr. Bato said himself, there's no reason not to put in the work and use the resources that are sitting right in front of you. That is the biggest. That's the hustle move right there.
Yeah.
It's just do the damn work.
Do it.
You lazy.
Do it.
Domo arigato, Mr. Bato.
I thought his name was Robert for a long time because
Richard,
No, I know because just Rob Bato.
Rob Bato.
But
he's awesome.
He's very cool. Thanks, RB.
So check out RB. Check out all of his stuff at stage32.com. And like we mentioned before, just go check out all the episodes of all the people that we've had on. Not just Grace, not just Matt, not just RB, but all the other episodes, and listen back because there's a lot of content that you might have missed out on. And especially Greg Monterose's episode. But it was a lot of fun chatting with you guys again.
Wait, you trying to be done?
I guess.
No.
No?
No.
Oh. All right.
No, the side conversation that we just had that we're going to put on the behind the scenes for anyone that's on our newsletter, I think it actually brought up some really fun things for me. And so I want to address one of them really quickly.
Sure.
Is the fact that we're making this podcast because we want to learn. It's not because we're not trying to make money. We're not trying to have this be our side hustle because we all have our other things that we're working on.
Sure.
We're actually trying to learn. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I mean, I've learned a ton. I could literally go through each episode and tell you exactly what I've learned. But I do think that there are some recurring themes that I've seen that I think are really important. And I'll say one. If you guys want to, if you can think of one that you can come up with, I think it'd be cool. But so the one I've seen, and it may cover everyone, is just take action.
Yes.
There's so many people. Everyone that we have interviewed has a great idea, and then they don't stop at that. They actually take action. They put themselves out there. They utilize the resources around them. They start talking to people. They share it. They build something. They, whatever it is, they take it to the next step.
Right.
It's just action. So what they all have in common is action. It doesn't need to be large scale action. It doesn't need to be, grand gestures or whatever it is. It just needs to be action.
Yes.
You have a great idea and you think it's worth a shit, just take some action. Stop being so scared of being successful or being failures or whatever it is, and just take action and go for it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you probably do a little bit of a pivot, and then you'll figure out how to be successful. But just take action. Take it from everyone that we've interviewed that is super, super successful.
Sure.
Just do it. Nike that shit.
Nike that shit. And we can end up, I think we can probably wrap it up on that, but
Sure.
On one quick one that I saw.
Then no.
No, just a brief one was, and this is another Craig Monterosa throwback, but you are who you kick it with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that word.
And he brought up a lot of that kind of stuff. RB brought up a lot of stuff. Obviously, that's basically how his entire empire has been built. But surround yourself with the people who are going to promote that action.
Cool.
Yeah. And
Should we end it on that, or would you like to?
No, I'd like to. And one thing that I would like to say, and it's not necessarily a lesson that I learned within the podcast, but a lesson that I've learned from the people that we've interviewed, is that being genuine and being willing to give your time to other people and to actually, take the time to learn and listen to other people. Just being genuine, being a real person is a huge asset nowadays, because there's a lot of fake shit. Forgive my French, Grandma Scott, but there's a lot of fake shit around here. So people are attracted to what's real, what's authentic. So just be your authentic self. And like Dean said, just take action, but do it authentically and not do it in a way where you're just trying to, shice somebody over, or you're trying to just pursue yourself and step on other people. Just be authentic, do what you have to do, and just get after it.
Exactly.
I love that. Be genuine, take action, surround yourself with great people. What's better than that?
Nothing. I think that we're
5
doing
o'clock
that
Hustle
here.
podcast is.
Well, it is the 5 o'clock hustle podcast.
It is the 5 o'clock Hustle podcast.
It is, and it's about 10.
Well, anyways, we probably ran long today, but thank you guys for listening again to another 5 o'clock hustle episode.
Thank you.
Leave us that review.
Please give us your feedback. We really want to see it, and we want to make sure that we're delivering the content that you deserve.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make it easy for you guys. I want you to go right now. This is your homework.
Call to action.
Call to action. Just go
homework.
right now. Take your phone, whatever you're listening to this podcast on, because if you're listening to this podcast, you have a device to do exactly what I'm about to tell you.
Bet.
Go to 5o'clockhustle.com/iTunes review. It's gonna take you to our iTunes page. And then you need to scroll down to wherever the reviews portion is, give us 5 stars, and write us a quick review. The more good reviews we have, the more popular our podcast gets. And the more popular our podcast gets, the better guests we get, the better content gets.
The more informed you are.
Did I make a real sentence?
Yeah, I think it's cool.
The better the content we'll get.
Yeah. If you like the podcast, make sure to leave a review. If you don't, make sure to subscribe.
And share it to 3 people.
Yeah. Subscribe, give us a review. Just help us out. We're going to do everything to give you the best content we possibly can. And if you could just give us a little review, we'd really appreciate it.
We're going to be around for a while. You may as well just make this enjoyable
Just
for
get
both
comfortable.
of us.
Just
Let's
get comfortable.
go. Let's go.
We're in your space.
Yeah. I love.
La 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 la, life is wonderful.
La, 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 la.
I totally thought you were going to do.
Holy smokes.
All right, guys, and we're going to take you out on this right here.